Hey, everybody, this is Pastor D, Practical Path Podcast. I'm alongside my lady named and this is episode number 13. Is it?
Sounds right.
13. I mean, 13 episodes. Who knew that? Well, this journey would take us this far. Frankly, I'm hoping for episode like 200, but we'll get there. We are at 1028 Salem Avenue in Hagerstown, Maryland, at Pathway Community Church. I want to first off give thanks to God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. Lord, you've been amazing to us. Thank you so much for giving us this platform to build for your sake and in your name. And Lord, just help us to reach people because that's what we're here to do. We're here to reach people, not point people to us. We're here to be a conduit to point people to you. That is the truth. That's the way I see it. You don't see it any different though, do you?
No, quite frankly, I don't like the attention, so I can have it all.
No point exactly. High five. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so guys, there was almost not a podcast this week, and the reason being is I had someone near and dear to me who, well, I can't say near, but definitely dear to me. One of my grandmothers, she passed on Labor Day that morning. And I wasn't so much down in the dumps. It was just kind of an air of melancholy as I considered, what she meant to me. You know, um, as you know, some of you know that are my family and friends. You know that wasn't I wasn't raised with my biological father. I was raised a lot by a gentleman I call my dad, and his mom was treated me like a grandson. I mean, in every shape of the word, every form of that word she did. She loved me and was playing a little bit of discipline on my rear, when I cut up. But she fed me, she hugged me up, when I needed it, and she gave me talkings to when I needed it as well. So, her passing, uh, I can't say that it floored me, but it definitely affected me in kind of remembering the kind of person that she was. And no, this podcast is about that exactly. I just kind of wanted to put that out there. Um, this particular episode is about law and entitlement, and how I believe we're meant to apply that here this go round. It's specifically with those that we're looking to reach. Now, guys, this is going to sound a little judgmental, and as you've seen in another podcast that we did a few weeks back, judgment is what we do when it comes to humanity. Humanity is very judgmental, right? We're Christians, we're not supposed to be, but being real, being practical, being within the scope of this ministry, I'm being realistic. Humanity is very judgmental. We judge things, right?
Very much.
So, that being said, I'm just going to own it because denying it would be denying it to the Lord, and He already knows. So,
And adding hypocrite to the
and
label.
yep, adding hypocrite to the label. I can't do that right now. Uh, hit me with that. I like that. I like it. I like it. So, um, so this is gonna sound judgy, but that's not meant that way. What I'm gonna get to is folks that we're trying to reach. A lot of them that are unchurched, a lot of them that are angry with God, a lot of them that are just now seeking after a long time running away from God. They, by and large, uh, they've lost someone. I mean, I've heard it time and again. God took this person away from me, or this person died, and or they left my life, and I know God had everything to do with it. It's His fault, and why would He do that? Or He doesn't love me, He doesn't exist, or even if He did exist, He's against me. He's got it in for me, and in all honesty, I don't want to try to diminish what it means to lose someone or what it means to not have someone in your life. But if you peel the onion back, right, I look at it this way. And I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm not gonna exclude myself from this. This lady that I loved and I cared about, she's my dad's mom. She's not my blood, but she might as well have been. And I can't rightly say that I lost her. She didn't birth me, right? She birthed my dad and my uncles and my aunt. And I can safely tell you, they lost. They were her children. He had sisters, but they lost her, right? So when I hear someone say, "Oh, I had a friend in my life. We were really close. We were really cool, and I lost them," my first thought is, "Well, okay, and you're blaming this on God?" And I mean, more often than not, it's like, yeah, it's God's fault. God took them from me. So I give them a bit of a pass because, okay, at least it shows that they believe. But they turned away from God because they believe that God just yanked this person from them.
Like vindictive purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was revenge or something, punishment. I don't know that God. I don't know a God that takes people away from you to punish you. So my first question is, well, did they have a spouse, or did they have someone that was direct line lineage to them? If the person is not already, like their sister or brother, and often these are friends of these people that have passed that they feel God took away. And I ask them, and they say, well, yeah, they had a wife or a husband, or they had kids. And I say, well, think about it this way for a second. Yes, that person is no longer in your life. So, okay, it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel the sense of loss. But in all reality, that person's spouse, brothers, sisters, children lost that person. And again, like I said, it's going to sound judgy, but it's not meant to. I think to turn away from God and to completely ignore a belief or toss away, a foundation of a belief because someone is no longer in your life and you're just so angry you want to strike out and lash out at God for it. Well, praying to God about it is actually a good idea. Blaming God, it's human, but it's not really a good idea. In my opinion, it makes us feel entitled or seem entitled when that happens. And it's just something I've noticed among the folks that constantly will blame God for everything under the sun and not take accountability for it, for what they do, their decisions, their own issues, uh, or in this case, their own emotions. Um, so, hun, who did you have, who did you have that you lost in your life or that is no longer in your life that affected you even remotely in that way?
So the one, and I have to say this was for the entire family because it was so unexpected.
Mhm.
It wasn't one you were planning for because of old age or some other, health issue that the end was death. But it was my cousin. He passed away, I don't know, like 2005, somewhere in there, I think. I
Mhm.
was in medical assistant school. And I had already been graduated for like 3 years or something like that. So, and he was 12. And he died unexpectedly. And it was hard in itself because it was, not, we didn't expect
Right,
it.
it was
But
unexpected.
then the other end of the story is he had a brother who we knew was going to die at a very young age because of some other a health condition he had. So we were like, well, it's not God, but it was, we was already going to lose his brother and now he's gone. And
Okay.
so that was hard for the whole family. And I can't speak for the rest of my family, but I know I struggled with why would God choose to take him, knowing, and I wasn't necessarily about me. It wasn't about me, but it was about like his parents. knowing they were already going to lose one of their children. They just lost their second one.
Mm. Okay.
So that was kind of hard to figure out. But then somebody I was talking to happened to say, maybe God has a bigger plan for him that we don't know about and we'll never know about until maybe we, die ourselves.
Mm.
But the one thing that always wowed me about my aunt was her oldest son, the one who we knew was going to pass,
Mm-hmm.
asked her, why did God take him?
Mm.
Her response was, because God knew you could handle it better than he.
Mm. Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah, especially coming from the mother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because you would think that she would normally be distraught.
Right.
Right. So it sounds like you weathered it pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we all got through it, moved on. And I think about him every now and then, and I'm sure the rest of the family does. And there's, when we reminisce, about our childhood and stuff, he comes up.
Mm.
So it's not like we've forgotten him, but he just isn't with us anymore. And we have to remember the good, the memories.
Right. Right.
And for, I think people blame God for a lot of things, not just death, but a lot of things because it's easiest thing to do.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And they don't put into account that God gave us free will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it's God that takes everybody off of this planet. Like, oh, your time's done. No matter your age or where you're at, I don't know that I believe he does all of that. Because again, free will comes into it. I know the God that I know is not going to tell Joe over there, you're going to shoot that guy tomorrow.
Or leave him off a cliff.
Right, or because it's time for him to die. I do not believe that is
right. The God that I know is the same way. He's not going to tell someone to unalive themselves. That's not the God that we know. So to that point, the biggest thing that I'd like folks to take away from, this discussion is let's not feel so entitled when it comes to the Lord. I mean, there are definitely things that we're entitled to because he says so. We're entitled to his mercy and his grace because Jesus died and rose again for it, right? Jesus even now is even in heaven praying over us. And he's the best defense attorney that we could have. And he's doing that even now for everybody that comes before the Lord, before the Lord's judgment. But to constantly blame God for negative things, the bad things, it does God such a disservice. It really does.
and it doesn't help you with it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Take that opportunity to lean on God for the comfort that he can give you. To help you walk through the grief.
Oh yeah.
Figure out how to turn that sadness into, like I did with my, cousin, joyful memory.
Yeah. That's kind of why what I said earlier in the same spirit. I said that I wasn't so feeling bad myself, but there was an air of melancholy around me because I was reflecting on what she meant to me. And she meant a lot to me. My grandmother did. All of them, all of my grandmothers have passed, and every single one of them meant something to me. Even one that I didn't know because I happened to have a really good conversation with her a while before she passed, but I learned a lot. So everyone out there in Podcastville, um, let's give God a little more credit for being amazing, for being awesome, for being comforting, for being healing and loving.
Best for him.
Yeah, wanting the best. And let's try to see him in that light when we come to him and pray to him and when we're thinking about him. And let's try to pass that on to others. Let's preach it, let's live it, let's walk it. That's all we've got for today, folks. Again, 1028 Salem Avenue. This is the Practical Path Podcast. And we are out. Everyone have a wonderful week. I'm Pastor D.
I'm Ashley. See you next week.
See you next week, everyone.